Welcome back, trainers, and in this video we're going to be going over some more leaked information regarding Dynamax and Gigantamax raids, as well as talking about the level increase, as it does seem like we're going to be seeing that as they are introducing a whole lot of XP for everybody to collect throughout these events here. And that's what we're going to be talking about in this video. If you do enjoy this type of thing, make sure you give this one a thumbs up. It is much appreciated. All right, let's go ahead and jump right into this, starting with, of course, the Pokemon group here. So they did announce and find that one of the first Dynamax Pokemon that we're going to be seeing is Bulbasaur. So it's looking like they're going to start it off with the Kanto starters for these Dynamax raids here, and then probably introduce the new starters going forward with this as well. As they do come out with this event here, we'll probably see that particular region introducing more Pokemon. We'll see the starters introduced, Score Bunny and whatnot, and it should be pretty awesome as we do see that. So Bulbasaur is the first Pokemon to receive the configurations for Bred Dynamax. So that is their code name right now. They're using the word Bred. The configuration is related to the Bred tie-in groups, which is for Bulbasaur, that has been defined as Group 1. So it looks like this is going to be Phase 1 here. So when the raids first came out, if you're not quite familiar, the raids were actually introduced with, I do believe the first one I seen was Crocoyon, and I remember it was down the street at a Starbucks, and that's when I really started meeting a lot of people locally here, and I was actually able to have conversations with them, as opposed to seeing a rival person at a gym and we're both kind of trying to take it over. And there's like, you know, back in the day when it came down to these old school gyms and there's somebody else trying to take it down, you two weren't particularly friendly, weren't particularly like, mean to each other either. It really depended on the person, but nonetheless, this brought us together. So we're going to see this all over again, hopefully kind of like a revamp of the raids like we've seen all those years ago. And like I said, it was at a Starbucks, we were all there, and it was just a Crocoyon, like, oh my goodness. But I do remember the first Lugia. That was over at a Kaladi Brothers on, I do believe, somewhere on like the far east side of town here in Anchorage. First legendary raid I ever did, and that place was overrun by people, and this is Anchorage. I could imagine a big city. So fingers crossed that they do bring back that excitement and hype and that magic that we did see all those years ago. But let's go ahead and see what else we have going on here. Now, there were several different groups. Okay, so we do have, just like raids, Bred Dynamax, aka, also has different levels. So we do have level 1 or unset, level 1, level 2, all the way up to level 6, and then Doe, which might be just like, so we have Dynamax and Gigantamax, which is going to be an all new form for them, as opposed to them just being larger. And if you're like, what the hell is going on? Raids are, that's already a large Pokemon. Yeah, I get it. But it's another mechanic that they're going to be introducing here, which may, bring different features and energy requirements for you, and a whole new system for them to collect money, all right? And for us to have fun, okay? I'm not trying to get all negative about it. So we do have different levels, very exciting stuff here. Now, he does go on to elaborate what this could potentially be. We do not know, and this is just him putting out a theory, okay? So I personally have, this is out of my league here. I don't have any information. I don't know. So, but he does go on to say this might have something to do with like a DLC, the Crown Tundra. So I do, have some idea that there was DLC. I've seen it all over Twitter. People are talking about all these new raids and whatnot in the game. So it might have something to do with that, where you go on a quest with other people, and it might have you revolve around being in a group, in which case I will try to get together with people, and I will try to do those groups and have fun with this. If it's like some sort of a little mini RPG style thing in Pokemon Go, my gosh, let's go Niantic, let's make this happen. But don't get your hopes too high up for this company here, although they have been on a roll making things right, okay? All right, we'll talk about that in a second here. All right, now that's about it for that. Now let's go ahead and talk about the next level, as they are throwing a lot of XP out here. So for Adventure Week, which is going to be going down August 2nd at 10 a.m. until August 12th at 11:59 p.m. Local time, we are going to see for the Adventure Week, for that, it's going to be times 2 XP for spinning a new Pokestop. 5 times XP for spinning the Pokestop for the first time, meaning it has a ring around it, right? And then times 2 XP for hatching Pokemon, and an increased chance to encounter a shiny Pokemon, Cranidos. Okay, all right, nice shiny stuff, okay. But all this XP. Now, a little bit of a tip here for you for the 5 times XP for spinning a new stop. For me, I could go to a place called like Walsilla or Eagle River, and I'm sure there's going to be a ton of Pokestops for me to spin, which I actually might just take up, put a lucky egg on, and just go spin as many new Pokestops as possible. But I don't have another state that I can just jump to immediately and get a whole bunch of stops, as opposed to people who live in the lower 48s or wherever in the world that you live in. You can go over to the next city that you potentially don't go to a lot and collect so much XP, turn on a lucky egg and spin all those stops and go crazy. Just a little bit of a tip. Now, this is not just, you know, the only evidence here. We are seeing a lot of XP rolling through a lot of these events that they're giving us, including community days and such. So just a little heads up, you might want to start preparing for that. And then we also have the Drillburt Spotlight Hour on August 6th, which is going down at 6 p.m. For the Drillburt, it is going to be ×2 catch XP. This isn't like, oh my goodness, and look at even this one. Every cycle we have these little spotlight hours, and there's always an XP one included. So just a little heads up, you know, make sure you take advantage of that. Oh, but going back, let's go ahead and throw this image up here. We do have some more items and kind of assets here for the Dynamax, Gigantamax raids. Now, this image has been out for a while on his page. So we do have these crystals, which seem like they're going to be sort of like maybe raid passes for these Gigantamax, Dynamax raids. And then you have the bread station, which we think may be spawning at Pokestops. And then other images here, a bread pack, which I'm assuming is going to be coming with those crystals, so you can buy more, so you can do more raids, and, you know, just like raid passes and such. So there is that as well. And then another thing here, just for a little bit more proof, if you're like, what do you mean appearing at Pokestops? If you haven't seen that information yet, putting up this image, we do have stations, and it shows our Pokestop. So yes, they might just be appearing at the Pokestops and not the gyms, but we're not 100% confirming that or denying it. We're just kind of, you know, going through what we have in front of us here. All right. Now, I was going to show you a video. I guess I'll throw it up really quick, whatever. I'll start that now. It's just showing my medals and whatnot. Now, a little bit of a preparation going forward. If you are level 50, if you're not level 50 yet, I wouldn't really be too concerned about the next level cap because, well, you're still trying to get there. Now, one of the most annoying things I'm going to have to say for this maybe was probably the lucky trades. Now, what I did was simply trade a ton of Pokemon back and forth, back and forth. I'm going to have to say the majority of my lucky Pokemon that I did get for that were going to be Bearticks. This was during some sort of a winter event. I just traded back and forth with my son's account, and we were getting lucky Pokemon left and right, including a Gibble 100% IV, which is the one that I do have and I use right now, which is that Garchomp and has Earth Power and stuff. Yeah, that's pretty annoying. Another thing was the level 50s. Wasn't too annoying because I did have the XL candies ready to go, but if you do not have all those XL candies, that could be a daunting task to collect all of those if you're kind of a newer player. But then again, if you're a newer player, you probably won't even be at that level. So again, kind of a little redundant to even say that. But what you may want to focus on is kind of catching up on your medals if you're level 50 to kind of make sure you're already at these platinum stages so that when the time does come, you'll simply have those tasks completed and knocked out already. Although I'm sure there's going to be plenty of time-gated nonsense and things that you need to complete right then and there, like, you know, get X amount of XP or catch X amount of Pokemon or evolve X amount of Pokemon or this lucky stuff or whatever. But just in case, get some of those platinums up or at least get to the platinum medal for them, okay? I don't have, you know, some of these are not all platinum, simply because you just can't catch all the Pokemon for those particular regions to even get the platinum, or I just simply haven't evolved all of them. So I guess I'll just do that when the time comes. But I just wanted to give you a little bit of a heads up, a little bit of a tip here to prepare for the future as they're throwing all of this XP at us, which is making me and a lot of us believe, not just me, oh, I'm the prophet. No, that's not it, okay? It's the signs. We are all kind of aware of what's going on here. So I'm just bringing it to your attention to kind of step it up for your medals, bring them up to platinum so you're ready to go when the level cap does increase from 50 to 55, 60. We'll have to see. 60 seems like a bit of a stretch. It's going to be a lot of work, okay? But I do have a lot of XP, somewhere around 500 million, okay? So I'm looking pretty good to go. That could be a lot more. Another pro tip here, put on a lucky egg and hit the raids. hit those legendary raids. If you're doing a raid hour, lucky egg. If you know you're going to be doing a whole bunch of remote raid invites for, say, I don't know, Rayquaza, lucky egg on. You're going to get a ton of XP during these things, and then with that lucky egg, it's just going to stack up even more. You can go from level 1 to 40 in a day now. All right, that is incredible. I was the first level 40, and I was not the first level 50 though. I was a little bit slow on that because the video content became a little bit more complicated, and I couldn't just sit out there and grind like I did before. But with that said though, just, you know, heave all the warnings, see what you can do, take the precautionary measures to make sure you're ready to go for when we do receive the level increase. But again, there is no guarantee as to what it's going to be. If you did enjoy this video, if you can give it a thumbs up, that'd be much appreciated. And I'll catch you all next time. Take care.